America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Citizens comments.
I don't see anybody here.
Okay, I don't see anybody. All right. Do we, next on the agenda is citizens comments. I don't believe there's anyone here that would be signed up, but if there's anyone here that wants to speak, I don't think so. Is there anyone online that would like to comment? No, there's nobody here. I didn't think there was. But... All right, well, we're gonna move forward. Additions, adjustment, board of superintendent. I have one. I want to give a budget update. And also, we're going to be moving the February 11th meeting budget workshop to February 25th, and we'll talk more about that. I'll add that as E. Yes, so I'll add that as E. And anyone else have anything?
Yes, so I'll add for the board to consider my proposal that's in your packet to add additional remote learning days to this school year. And that'll be under action items G.
All right. So then next up, I see we have two students here that would love to give us a board report update. So you want to step up? Whoever wants to go first, introduce yourself, please.
Hi, I'm Eva. I'm a junior, and I'm going to be talking about the high school. So in outreach, recently they've been selling carnations for Valentine's Day, and it's a tradition they've been doing to spread love and Valentine's Day joy. For each color of carnation, there's a theme. So red is romance, pink is gal pal, etc. Students buy the flowers, and then they're going to be delivered the 13th, the day before Valentine's Day, as it's on a Saturday. And they've sold over 200 carnations and are excited to deliver them. The Spirit Committee has been mainly focusing on Winter Carnival. They've been working on putting together the teams that will be played in the sporty activities, as well as different classroom games. Some ideas for classroom games have been given by Trudy, such as Escape Room and New York Times-inspired Connections and Speed Puzzling, as well as classic games that they've been doing the past years. The schedule for Winter Carnival is in good progress, and they're shooting to create all the activities, then fill in the blank spots. Everybody on the Spirit Committee has been working hard to make the Winter Carnival as enjoyable as possible for staff and students. This year round, it's been their main priority for the past couple of months. The Wellness Committee has been focusing on their new bulletin board, and they're making little Valentine's Day cards to give out to teachers. They're also finalizing up their Black Bear cards. They will have those finished within the next month to go out to students who have received high honors or honors this past semester. The Voice Committee has been doing very well. They just finished their Neon Night, which was a dance, and they had very high attendance for both setup and cleanup. The planning they put into the dance paid off, and as a result, they have gotten lots of positive feedback. They will also be continuing to work on student shout-outs and perfecting that process. Coming up, they have their Easter egg hunt and a continuation of student shout-outs. In terms of ideas for the future, they want to continue to implement the inclusion of new thoughts in their planning process and are doing their best to assist other committees in order to make their events as successful as well. And the Technology Committee has been continuing the main lobby kiosk. They have begun to include a new section, including student highlights, which they're doing in collaboration with Voice. And they also went through the Google extension and updated all the dates for the foreseeable future. They are now focusing on preparing the sorting process for Winter Carnival.
Thank you so much.
I got
Yes,
a question.
Mr. Turek.
Do you know offhand when the dates of Winter Carnival are? Because it's an important thing in my house,
the
so I should be aware.
The kickoff, pep rally, I believe, is the last day of February, and then it's the week following. So the first week of March.
Okay. I know it's like the biggest thing in Marina Cook
It
County.
is.
So my
Everybody's
kid has been
getting
talking about
excited.
practicing and where they train for it. It's a little much, but look out for the sophomores, is all I'm saying. Thank you.
Great report. Thank you for being here.
It's intense.
I'm Peyton, and I'm an 8th grader representing the middle school. And for the Royal Team, we've been learning about CSI, the law, and the mysteries of the unknown. We are also writing our theme essays about books that we had just read about with our book groups. In CSR, we are learning about how to identify fingerprints of a mystery that we are going to be solving later in the semester. In PE, we are ending our quarter for all UAs, and so in PE, we are trying to pace ourselves and for the beginning quarter pacer test. We are also just starting our soccer unit. And hopefully we're learning about body language and how it's important while we're having conversations, and about showing respect, and that it's actually, and how it can show respect, and how it can show that you're actually interacting with the conversation or care about it. We are also learning about how listening and hearing are different. In basketball, girls had a game on February 2nd for the championships, and the boys just had their game on January 27th. They won their championship game, and softball and baseball season are coming up soon. I don't have the specific dates yet, but I know it's coming up. And both Nordic and Alpine races, and then the Nordic team just raced at the Quarry Road, and the Alpine were at Talmanet, and next week they will be having their championship races. In BBAC, we're talking about what themes we're going to do for our yearly winter carnival. We are also talking about what we are going to have the staff and students do for every grade level signing up for. We are also coming up with new things that every team needs to pitch in to make them actually work. We are also having team colors, so in the stands will be very bright and colorful. We are also having a very special theme for our friend Liam that sadly passed away earlier this year. This could be hard for some people, but we think it's very important that we need to celebrate him and how much love he has shown to the school. In the civil rights team, we are planning an assembly about hate speech. They are working with the Holocaust and Human Rights Center, and they are saying that we will have it sometime in the spring. Thank you.
Thank you for your detailed report.
Thank you.
Yes, very good. All right. Next up is celebrations. I see that Jeanette Jacobs has one.
So my first celebration is actually a dual celebration. Both Mount Vernon and Wayne were lucky enough to be able to participate in Winter Kids. It was great timing, seeing how cold it was. And those of you who aren't familiar, Winter Kids is a nonprofit organization that supports educating students about the benefits of getting outside and how to enjoy the Maine winter. So our kids, our students did that through their gym classes, and they all went home with a bunch of swag. We posted lots of fun pictures online. So that just ended. And our PTA, the Wayne School and Home, actually supported this initiative as well. They set up an ice fishing event. It's an annual event that we do in Wayne. It was very well attended. A huge thank you to the Steve DeAngelis Fund. They sent over the gear shed, and a special thank you to Chad White and Angie Dagno because they ran the shed. kids were able to take out cross-country skis, they were able to take out ice skates, they went snowshoeing, they had ice fishing, extra ice fishing gear, so it was just a great time had by all. And then the second celebration that I have is this week. We just kicked off the Read to Me Challenge, and that's a Maine State initiative, and that's to support literacy. And so adults are invited to read to kids and encouraged to read for a minimum of 15 minutes a day and to post that online. And we've actually had a tremendous support from our community. We have people coming in every day to read to our kids during lunch, and that will relate to their occupation or the volunteering that they do. So it really just draws in the community into the school, and it's been lovely to have folks come in. So those are my celebrations. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you so much for sharing. Next up are reports. There's a bunch of subcommittee meetings coming up. And now I'm going to give a little brief update on the budget. I wanted to give a brief update on the budget process. As you'll recall, the board received a presentation on the first draft expenditure budget at our January 21st meeting. The budget committee just met tonight and was presented with the FY27 ED 279. That's the document the state issues each year that determines how education funding is split between state and local dollars. The state just released it last Thursday. The committee also received the first draft of the revenue side of the budget and the local dollar calculation. The ED 279 shows some significant shift this year. While the total allocation is essentially flat, the state's share dropped 11%. So pretty big blow when those numbers came out, pushing an additional $665,000 in required local contribution to our 4 towns. These, as I just said, these changes have a real impact on how the budget comes together on the revenue side. Given the complexity of these funding changes and their impact on the local dollar calculation, the budget committee and the administrative team need additional time to carefully develop the second draft budget. We want to make sure we're being thorough and thoughtful in how we respond to these numbers. As a result, we're rescheduling, as I said, the board workshop from February 11th to February 25th so that there's enough time and this gets looked at responsibly and thoroughly to give everyone the committee a complete picture to work from when we reconvene. We appreciate the community's patience as we work through this process. The timeline is tight, but we want to get this right. And thank you. Be willing to, just had I'd call it a pretty direct guy, a sombering meeting when it comes to these numbers. They're pretty significant. And any way you look at it, it's not good. I'm just going to be direct. So happy to answer any questions. Don't want to debate the direction we go, but happy to answer any questions to elaborate on that.
You said there was no difference in the calculation. It's the funding that the state has available, correct? It's how the state calculated the ED. Mandy, please jump in. How they calculated the ED 279. Is it from town evaluations? The cost of the homes in towns are going up.
Yeah.
Which, okay.
So it's I'm making it simple. The ED 279,
Yeah.
but it's high evaluations,
Yep.
lower student count, less money you get in your ED 270.
Correct. Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of work done. This is a quick turnaround, but folks, budget committee, 18, everyone is going to work hard to.
And so, I deal with this in my work life as
Yep.
well. And so other people understand that when towns do evaluations, it's not because they want to. It's because if they allow the separation of the true value and what the tax value is, you start to lose your veterans and your homestead exemptions and all of that. So the state forces you to stay within 85 to 110% of the actual value of it, or you start to lose that. So when people get upset when these reevaluations are done, and this is one of those side effects of forcing it, that it's really the town's being forced to do it. It's not that they just decided that this was a fun time to do this.
So stay tuned. Yeah,
Just got a
Brian?
quick question. Chip, is there guidance from where you work? What's the recommended frequency of revals?
So I think the state constitution says once every 10 years, but there's like a database that all these homes, anything that's sold goes into. And then so every year, the tax assessor in each municipality takes a sample bite size of what they have, pushes it into it and goes, okay, we're still within where we're supposed to be. Because really, the evaluation of your home doesn't affect so much how much you pay in taxes. It's always what's being levied at that year for taxes is what drives that. But it's mandatory that it's done at certain times. And as we all know, prices of homes just keep going up and up and up. So it's walking away from everything.
Right.
Thank you. So, all right, stay tuned. Next up, we have action items. Approval of minutes from January 14th, 2026 school board meeting.
I move that we approve those minutes as read.
Second.
Moved and seconded, discussion? All in favor? I think unanimous. All right, approval of minutes from the January 21st, 2026 board meeting, budget workshop.
So moved.
Second.
Yes,
Second, Kristen.
Kristen.
And then I just have a question on the motion to go into executive session at the January 21 meeting. We were not able to ascertain who said moved.
It was totally me,
Okay, thank
Yep.
you.
soft-spoken. Sorry.
That was good. All right, moved and seconded. Any discussion with the amended?
Yeah.
Couple.
Yep.
I was here, not online.
Okay.
The other thing too, when we were in there was I thought we were supposed to have a motion to allow Karen to speak or change what we came out with. I thought we were supposed to modify.
I think what was the,
It was, the intention was to give you permission that if there was a modification down the road.
Right.
Based on real
Right.
experience, that you were given permission to do that.
Yeah,
You took care of
I don't know if we actually,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
No.
So you're saying we don't have to do anything else to allow that?
No, we already voted on it.
Okay, all right,
Okay.
yep. All right, so with those two amendments, we will call for a vote. All in favor? All right, unanimous? Acceptance of donations through January 2020, through January 26, 2026.
I move to accept donations as presented.
All right, it's been moved,
Second.
seconded. I'm gonna, read the donations, so it was asked that I do that, so, and what they were. So Ann Parker gave $200 to the Marinicook Food Pantry. The Marinicook Educational Foundation gave $250 to the food pantry. Joan Weeby, okay, that's what I thought, but Weeby, $100 to the food pantry, and Nancy Perkins gave $450 to the food pantry. So appreciate all those folks for those donations.
Just want to point out, I'm on the MEF board, and The board didn't make that donation.
Yes,
Online
thanks for
donations
reminding
go through
Yes.
the board. So if there's ever a 501c3 contribution that's necessary, it's basically just a conduit and they pass through. MEF just eats whatever fees though, so that doesn't get passed along, so.
Thanks for that
Yeah,
reminder.
no worries.
Yep. No. So thank you to all those folks.
Easy to donate, do it all the time, it's good. Good.
All right. Any other discussion? We will call for a vote. All right, it's unanimous, so thank you. Second reading of policy BED, remote participation in school board meetings. Looking for a motion.
I move to approve the second reading of policy BED, remote participation in school board meetings.
Second.
Moved and seconded, any discussion? All right, seeing none, all in favor? All right, it is unanimous. Next up is second reading policy BDCH, public participation at board meetings.
I move that we approve the second reading of the EEDH, public participation in board meetings.
Second.
All right, moved and seconded, any discussion?
Just, well, that, just,
Yep.
if you didn't, the KJ this week that has Augusta going on, the latest lawsuit, we just partnered with that, really ties our conversation, just interesting.
Could you say that in your microphone? I'm sorry.
Speaking of the mic,
Augusta, is a Augusta resident who's had a lawsuit now against the police department, but also against the school board. And it really ties into this, what these changes are about. And reading that, maybe reflect on the changes and understand, why school boards need to be very careful with it.
Okay, so it's an ongoing conversation, or which day?
In Augusta, it's ongoing litigation. There's a Augusta resident who's, he's been contentious and involved in multiple school boards, and it does seem to really be something that's going around.
Thank you.
So it just,
All right, thank you. Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor? All right, unanimous. Okay, second reading of policy KF, use of school facilities.
I move to approve second reading of policy KF, use of school facilities.
Second.
All right, moved and seconded. Any discussion? All right, seeing none, all those in favor? Unanimous, thank you. The addition to the agenda, G, consideration of additional remote learning days. Okay. The superintendent is recommending that we add 2 days. We've used one. We have one emergency day only available, so we're still only in February 4th, so probably need to add a couple more days. And Dr. Smith and I have talked about, next year's calendar. We need to look at this more, so that's what this is about.
So in your folder, I've included an explanation and a pretty detailed proposal requesting for the 2 days.
I move that we accept the proposal as made.
Second.
All right, any further discussion?
I do
Yes,
just have
go
one
ahead.
question.
Yeah,
and
no,
this is,
absolutely.
What do we have to meet to get a remote day as far as the school? What constitutes a remote day?
So one thing about remote days is that we have to be able to call it far enough in advance to make sure that we are having students take a bag lunch home. So that's one part of the requirement. And so, and that they have to have a minimum of 3 hours of interaction. And that can look very different depending on, obviously the age and grade level of the students. Am I answering your question?
Yeah, I just wanted to know what went into the actual difference between a remote day.
Right, so you can call it, it's a school day.
Right.
You don't have to make it up. It doesn't, with a traditional snow day, or emergency related event that you miss the day of school, you have to make that day up. And within the school calendars, districts typically plan for, an X amount of emergency days, and we had 2 in our calendar. And so we've already used 1, and so we only have 1 remaining.
Yeah. Okay, great, thank you.
Is this unusual to have only 2 days, or do we usually have more?
Typically, we have more. I think probably the last year when making this determination was the ability to be able to add those 2 remote days, thought that would be fine. So as we're planning the calendar, I've worked with the A team and have received extensive feedback on developing a calendar for next year. I just sent it off to Augusta and Patsy to, as they work, trying to collaborate on the regional calendars. And so the proposal that we had, we built in 4 emergency days. So hopefully we won't be in this situation next year.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? All right, seeing none, all those in favor? It's unanimous. I believe that is it. So motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you.